Salute to you guys, man. Salute to everybody. Um, Make sure you share this so everybody gets an opportunity to actually see what I'm about to do, because a lot of people have this misconception, and I'm going to do my best, y'all, to help with it. I'm going to do my best to help with it. So we have a very bad misconception on what reality is. So I'm gonna do my best to help you guys with this. We have this thing that we are in a very good position in this. We are in a horrible position. We are in a very bad position, y'all. Okay? We're in a very bad position. We are not in a good position at all. I'm about to show y'all. Let me do it this way for y'all. Hold on a second. Let me stop this. Remove. Share. It's the same thing as when I'm doing what I'm doing with my when I do my YouTube, right? On my boxing. It's the same thing. So let me just show you guys. All right. Actually, let's move it down a little bit. All right, right there. That's good. Right? So what you're looking at in the middle of this screen is Iran. In the middle. Right? That's what you're looking at. I don't know. Let me do something. Let me do something. Let me try to do something. See shape. Some of these. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's see. I gotta do it this way so you guys can see. So you can see this. I gotta do it this way. Okay, so that's there. Let's make the color red so it stands out. All right, that stands out. Okay. All right, there we go. So let's see if it goes over. All right. So here we are. Here we are, bro. This is where we're at. We're talking about right here in Iran. All right, Iran. These people, this little ass thing over here, Israel, that is the only freaking country, whatever y'all want to call it, that is legitimately doing damage to people. Now the media has pushed a narrative. The media has pushed a narrative to everybody that, hold up a second, let me see something. Does this do anything differently? I want it to be seen. What about this? No. I want it to be seen. This? No. We'll just stick with this. We'll stick with this. The media has pushed a thing to everybody that I'll do this. I'll break this down at another time, but I'm doing high level. The media has pushed a thing, and I was brainwashed to it myself. The media has pushed a thing that says Israel is the victim. They're not the victim. Israel is the aggressor, y'all. If you look at Iran, Iran is bigger than Texas, like Arizona, California, like all of that is Iran. Like all of those put together is how big Iran is. All of those. Okay? All of those, if you look at a map, it doesn't give you, put it to you like this. Let me do something. Let me try this. Let me try to do something here for you guys. Let me do something for you guys. Share. Stop. Share. Switch this over. Window. Google Maps. I got to give you guys context. I see everybody in the building. Salute to everybody in the building. I need y'all to look at this. The Sahara Desert, y'all, is Algeria, parts of Algeria, parts of Mali, parts of Niger, parts of Chad, parts of Sudan, parts of Libya, parts of Egypt. The Sahara Desert is right here, right there in the middle. You guys see that? Can everybody see Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Niger, Chad, Sudan? The Sahara Desert is right in the middle of that. Everybody see that? Did everybody see these ones that I'm showing you? Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Chad, Niger, Mali. Right in the middle of that is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is bigger than the United States. Yeah, the Sahara Desert. Yeah, the mouse is small, but it's the countries. Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Chad, Niger, and Mali. Right in the middle of these. Right in the middle of these is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is bigger than the entire United States. That should tell you how big Iran is. That should tell you how big Iran is, okay? That should tell you how big Iran is. If you look at Iran, if you see what Iran is, then you look at Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Niger, Chad. If you look at those, the Sahara Desert is right smack dab in the middle of those. It's bigger than the entire United States. Iran is bigger than Texas, Cali, all those combined. All of those combined together, Iran is bigger. Iran has 90 million people. 90 million people are in Iran. 90 million. Y'all. I'm just trying to give y'all context here. I'm trying to give y'all context because we are brainwashed as a country to believe that we can just go around and beat everybody's ass because we have military bases all over the world. That does not mean you can win because you have a military base there at all. United States has, we had superiority in our equipment, our weaponry and our equipment. We don't have that right now. China has that. We as America spend more money on our military, trillions of dollars on our military, but we spend it for our technology to try to up our technology. So we have very good technology, but the problem is it's limited. Our Patriot missiles are extremely good, but they're there's a limited number. There's a limited number of them. We don't have that. Now that you see how big Iran is, now let me go back over to this. Let me go back over to this because now I just want you guys to see the size, right? To see the context. Hold on a second. Share screen. So now let me go back over here. And now this should make a little more sense, right? It should make a little more sense. Now that you see I showed you how big Iran is to America. If you would put you like this piece right here would be like Texas. This piece. That piece right there would be like Texas. Okay, so there are American bases in Afghanistan, right along the border. There's American bases in Pakistan, not many, but there are some in Pakistan along the border. There's American bases along the border of Iran and Iraq and Iran. There's American bases in Kuwait. There's American bases all up and down the Persian Gulf, all around here. There's American bases all around here. There's American bases literally surround Iran. They surround Iran, American bases, bro. Surround Iran. There is 90 million Iranians. 90 million. There was like 7 or something million motherfuckers in Israel. It's like 7 something million motherfuckers. All right, so let me try to make this so you guys can understand why I'm telling you guys we are not as good as y'all think. When America went to war with Iraq and Afghanistan, why do you guys think they did not go to war with Iran? Well, bro, they straight cut me right then. So I had to go to my phone and type. They straight cut me right then. Wow. Straight just cut me right then. Wow, bro. All right, well look, I'm going to go until you know, they whatever. That was crazy right there. That was crazy. That was crazy. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go until they whatever they're gonna do. Let's keep going. Okay, now I want you guys to look at this now. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back there. That's bigger. Now I want you guys to look at this. They did not attack Iran, but we did attack Afghanistan and Iraq. We did attack these, okay? Iran is stronger than both Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay? Iran is stronger than both of them. That is the reason why we did not attack Iran. When I was in Iraq and Afghanistan, they would say that the Iranians are training people, that the Iranians are proxies, right? They're proxies. The Iranians are helping, but they would never go at the Iranians because the Iranians were backed by Russia and China. And this was back then. I see y'all in the building. Salute everybody in the building. The Iranians were backed by Russia and China back then, y'all. Right? Back then. Let me try to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, I don't think it'll let me. Maybe it will. Let's see. I guess that's about as big as I can make it. Maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it a little bigger. Because I want you guys to, I really want to focus on just that piece. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. So the Iranians who right at that border, all these American, right? There's all these American what's the names. Now, I wanted to make this a little bit bigger for you because I wanted you guys to look at. Damn, I have to get you another map. And get you another map so you guys can see this a little better. Because I want you guys to see something about the terrain, which they don't tell you this. If you're looking at this map, right? If you're looking at this, you guys should see the discoloration. Y'all see the discoloration right here? Y'all see all this discoloration? Do you guys see all this? These are hills and mountains. Do you guys see all the discoloration? Do y'all see all that like tan? You see all this like a darker tan? And then you see how this is all like clear and flat. Y'all see that? And then y'all see like some height over here. Yeah, these are hills and mountains, y'all. This is hills and mountains. All that's hills and mountains and shit. All of this has area that they have missiles. They have missiles in all these in these locations. Do you see all these hills and mountains? This straight right here, this point right here has controlled, the Iranians put controlled mines in this. They put controlled mines. I want to say there's a huge percentage, I'm talking like in like the 60 percentile or some shit like that, of oil that comes out of the Persian Gulf. This is where all the oil that was coming from Iraq was coming from. Like the Iraqi oil comes out of the Persian Gulf. A lot of the Iranian oil comes out of the Persian Gulf. A lot of the Saudi Arabian oil, where the oil fields are on this side, come out of the Persian Gulf. All these bases, every one of the bases that are in Iraq, all of the American bases that are in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, all the bases, the American bases that are in Afghanistan, they've got a few bases in Pakistan and a few bases in Turkey, right? In Turkmenia, whatever, Turkmenistan. They have a few bases there. All of those bases are within range of thousands of Iranian missiles, thousands. So when this Iraq war was going on, Iran was stockpiling missiles from Russia and China. They were stockpiling thousands of missiles, y'all. Thousands. We did not dare fuck with Iran during the Iraq-Afghanistan war. We didn't dare. because they had thousands of missiles that were already pinpointed on every American base that we had in Iraq and every American base that we had in Afghanistan. Every single one. Every single one. Which is why we did not attack Iran. We did not go at Iran. It was always a conversation because they had thousands of missiles ready. Thousands of missiles. All right, thousands. They have been legitimately, and yes, they did send soldiers and people from Iran into Afghanistan and into Iraq, but they sent them into Iraq and Afghanistan for our strategy. They sent them for our strategy, y'all. A lot of the things for the IEDs and the shit like that, a lot of that stuff came from Iran. So they sent it into Iraq, into Afghanistan for strategy. They got Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. Osama bin Laden was in Pakistan, y'all. He was in Pakistan. Afghanistan is filled of mountains. There's this area around here is flat. There's areas over there is flat. Oh, flat. All this is mountains, bro. All this is hills and mountains. All this shit along here, all this shit all over here is hills and mountains, bro. There's hella hills, hella mountains. Afghanistan is filled with fucking mountainous areas, bro. Those poppy fields that I was telling y'all about, those poppy fields where they have the soldiers defending the poppy fields, all over here, all over here, all down and over here. Cocaine is like the number one supplier, the number one export in Afghanistan is cocaine. Just in case you guys are curious. Cocaine is like the number. There's more cocaine that comes out of Afghanistan than fucking Colombia. But whatever. That's a whole different conversation. I just want you guys to understand all these hills, these mountains right here, all these mountains, all this shit is filled with missiles, and America cannot find them. All this shit right here, all this, all up in here, this is all filled with missiles. All of this. They had the nuclear, the nukes, where they bombed that shit was like right over here. But all of these hills right here is filled with these mountains. All these mountains are filled with fucking missiles that America cannot fucking find. All this shit. This is open right here, flat. But all this shit right here is filled with missiles. This right here, the Strait of Hormuz, or whatever the fuck it's called. This Strait of Horman, or whatever the fuck, Hormuz, whatever. This strait right here is 21 miles, y'all. This is 21 miles. That's 21 miles. That's what this is, 21 miles. This strait right here, there is thousands of ships, huge oil tankers that come out of the Persian Gulf, billions, trillions of dollars that come through this 21-mile stretch. In this 21-mile stretch, Iran has been dropping thousands of mines, and those mines are on remote. So the mines sink down to the bottom and they sit on remote, right? And all of this stuff has been done by Iran for years and years and years. They have dropped thousands of mines in this strait right here. Thousands of mines. On remote control, they can bring mines up to the surface. On remote, they can move the mines and bring them up. So if they bring up, let's say they bring up in 21-mile stretch, they bring up 200 mines and bring them up and take out ships. They can then take mines that are on the bottom and move them and bring them up again. The people that, like the destroyers, and there's destroyers in another ship, I forget the name of it, that take out mines, right? That take out mine. They stop at the strait because it's a choke point. It's the smallest point. This is the smallest point right here. This is 21 miles. It's 21 miles. It's the smallest choke point. All right. It's a choke point. This is a very, very bad spot for all of the Persian Gulf, because all of these trillions of gallons, billions of gallons of oil and trillions of dollars come out this right here and then go into the ocean. But if they choke it off, which they have a pinch point right there, what they do is they fuck up the world economy. But forget all that. Let's get back to right here is what I want you guys to talk about. Well, I want to focus on Iraq. I want to focus here, y'all. During the Iraq war, during this, Iran was learning American strategy. When we fought against Afghanistan and Iraq, all they did was learn our strategy. They know our rules of engagement. They know what we can, what we can't, what we will and what we won't. Iran knows all of that. Just like they knew that the Ayatollah was going to get hit. They knew it, which is why they wanted to move him. They wanted to put him in a safe space. But that's a whole different conversation. I'll speak about that at a whole different time. They wanted to move him to a safe space, but they didn't. They were learning our rules of engagement all along this. All along this, they were learning what we can, what we can't, what we will, and what we won't. They now know exactly what it is. They know exactly what's happening. So hold on a second. I want to show y'all something. If I can fucking grab it. At this particular moment, y'all, I want you guys to understand something. And I tried to explain this to you guys when I was doing a video, but it'll never come out the way it should. So I have to take my time when I do this. I have to take my time. The reason why we did not attack Iran was because they could have eliminated if we would have attacked Iran when we were fighting Iraq and Afghanistan. If we would have attacked them, y'all, the casualties that we would have received would have been insane. We had 400,000 soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan, some shit like that. They had every base targeted, every single one, y'all. Every single one targeted. Every single one. If we would have attacked them, the amount of damage that they would have did to us would have been insane. I might not have even been here, right? As we speak right now, because they had so many missiles. And the reports that we were getting is that for every fucking foot, of space that we occupied, Iran had 10 missiles for every foot of space. Black Jericho, I'm going to get to that. I just want you guys to understand. This is in 2003, 2005, 2007, 2009, 2013 or 12. For every foot of occupied space, they had 10 missiles for every foot of occupied space. And this was in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, from 2003, 2013, when I went multiple times. For every 1 foot, for every 12 inches of space that an American base was on, Iran had 10 missiles for every 12 inches. Let that sink in. And that was in 2003, and they never stopped. They never stopped getting missiles. As a matter of fact, they got more. They got more missiles. Now, the difference between what we did and what they did, okay, is we got better. They got more, right? Our quality is better than their quantity. Let me say it again. Our quality. We have quality, y'all. They have quantity. Our quality is better than their quantity. Facts. So we have assets. We have assets that no matter what they got, besides what they have now, but what they had, besides what they had, we had an antidote for it. What they have now, there is the only antidote for what they have now is a nuclear bomb. That is the only antidote. They have hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic, not supersonic. Hypersonic missiles is what they have. China has hypersonic missiles. China is the only nation on the face of the earth that has a hydrogen bomb. A hydrogen bomb is the biggest nuclear bomb that the world has ever seen. Okay, this is the biggest. China has that. We're not on China. We're speaking about Iran. Iran has hypersonic missiles. They go Mach 16. By the time they hit, there is seconds later before you hear them. You would never see them. And not only are they Mach 16, they break apart. So they go that speed. What Iran has is the capacity to sink an American carrier, an aircraft carrier. They have the capacity to sink an aircraft carrier. They can sink the aircraft carriers today. But let me explain to you what they're doing. Iran never stopped their stockpile. They never stopped stacking missiles. They never stopped them. They never stopped stocking them. They never stopped. All they did is look at what we did, study our rules of engagement. They studied our rules of engagement because they knew that at some time Israel was going to bring America into this and make this war. They knew it. They knew it was going to happen. So what they did was they stockpiled for the inevitable. They stockpiled for the inevitable. Okay? That's what they did. They stockpiled for the inevitable. They knew this was happening. They knew. They absolutely knew this was going to happen. All right. The writing was written on the wall. Israel does not like them. That's a whole different conversation that I'll get into. I'm not going to get into it right now, but it's a whole different conversation. So they stockpiled weapons for decades, yo. They stockpiled for decades. Decades, and decades. They stockpiled. Iran at this moment they literally have fired, they are firing weapons, missiles from the 80s right now. I want you guys to understand that. All of those missiles that they are firing are from the 80s, y'all. Yeah, you can make fake pages over here as well to talk to me. You knew I was going to be here. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the trash can. Make fake pages, as many as you want. I do not mind. I do not mind at all. I don't mind. It's not going to bother me. I am basically like Iran. I know what y'all are going to do. Now, they have been piling missiles. They have been, the missiles that they're firing at American bases that are literally all around Iran. These bases are like not even 100 miles. They're within, they're literally right there, y'all. Right over the border. Like you could freaking, if you fired a bullet from you would fire a bullet into the Iranian land. If you fire a bullet into the Iranian land, then if you fire missiles go farther. They go farther. So there is stockpiles. They're firing missiles from the 80s at Afghanistan. They're firing missiles, not Afghanistan, I mean at the American bases. Well, yeah, the ones in Afghanistan. They're firing missiles from the 80s at the Iraq bases. They're firing missiles from the 80s at Israel. From the 80s. They're not even in the 90s. They've been stacking these up. They've got thousands. They've had thousands and thousands. If you look at the land, what I showed you, that Iran is bigger than basically Iran is about the size of half of the United States, about the size of that combined, including Texas. Like from Texas over, basically. Basically, it's about that size. So when you take that, when you take that, right? When you take, yeah, I seen that, Stock Chaser, I seen it. But when you take how big they are, and there's 90 million people that live there. 90 million. There's 365 million Americans. There's 90 million people. The Iranians, when America and Israel actually killed their Ayatollah, they basically killed the Pope. The Ayatollah was the equivalent to the Pope, basically. The Iranians, y'all, you just don't understand what we started. You really don't understand what we started. Iran is not going to stop firing missiles. Now, if there's a peace, there can be a peace, but I doubt it unless Trump capitulates, right? I doubt it. Yes, throwback missiles is what they're firing, throwback missiles. Iran is a country that has been fighting for centuries. Centuries they've been fighting. For centuries. This stuff right here means nothing, yo. It literally means nothing. They actually believe in, when put to you like this, if you have the military soldiers, right? The soldiers and the sailors and the airmen and the Marines that fight for country. It's a different fight to fight for God. The Iranian soldiers have a different fight in them, just like the Iraqi soldiers had a different fight in them. We did not beat Iraq, bro. When George Bush said mission accomplished after like a fucking week, we didn't beat them. We spent the next 20 fucking years in Iraq. We didn't beat them. It was never mission accomplished. We did not beat Iraq, bro. We did not beat them. We did not beat Afghanistan at all. We did not beat them. We bombed the hell out of them. We killed 1 million civilians. 1 million people over there. 1 million, y'all. We did not beat them. They ran us up out of there. We did not beat them at all. I really want you guys to understand it. We did not beat them, bro. We did not beat Iraq. We did not win. We did not win in Afghanistan. That is the whole reason why Donald Trump ran on no new wars. Because we did not beat them. We did not. They kept every time we killed one of the leaders, because we had those cards, right? The ace of spades and blah blah blah. We took out Osama bin Laden. Another guy came in. We took out Saddam Hussein. Another guy came in. Every single time. No, we did not win Vietnam either. We didn't win Vietnam. We didn't win Korea. Bro, I don't think we've won a war since World War II, to be honest. D says that. No, I don't think we've won a war since World War II. Seriously, we have not won a war. We flex because of our military. So we flex, right? We have not won a war at all. We have not. We just flex. We live on a big ass island. So we have the opportunity and the ability to flex our muscle and to learn and to build, right? And to have technology here, and we have an opportunity. This is why I said earlier about, well, on my video, the last video I did on this about Venezuela. That was the dumbest thing you can possibly do. And we're now in another war with one of those. We're about to start a war down there in Colombia type shit. So we're in a war with Iran, and we're about to start another war in Colombia. Down there in Colombia. They're talking about starting another war in Colombia. Dogs, you're bugging, bro. That is why Hitler lost. That is why Hitler would not have lost World War II. He would not have lost, bro. He would not have lost at all. Hitler had took all this shit. Hold up a second. Yeah, this is Iran. So you see all this tan, all that tan in there. All that tan is mountains. Yeah, all that's mountains. This is all mountains, bro. This little straight right here is 21 miles. All this shit is mountains. All this tan you're looking at in Iran is mountains. This is all mountains, y'all. All fucking mountains. America has no fucking idea where these damn missiles are at. They're underground. They have no idea. No clue. No clue. No clue whatsoever. No clue. All this shit over here, they're bombing the fuck out of all of this. Bahrain, Qatar, all that shit. Dubai, all the Abu Dhabi, all this shit is getting fucking annihilated. All of this. They had 10 missiles for every fucking foot. 10 fucking missiles for every foot, y'all. For every foot. They are firing right now. What they're firing, old missiles right now. Old missiles. They are going to fire old missiles until there's no more Patriots. They're going to fire old missiles until the Golden Dome is expired. The Golden Dome is not impenetrable. Because if it was, Israel would not be getting fucked up right now. They're going to fire missiles till all of your counter missiles, your counter weapons are depleted. Because you're not just going to allow Iranian missiles to just fucking hit Israel and hit the bases in Iraq and Kuwait and Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. You're not going to allow that. You're going to fucking you're going to fire Detroit. It's my bad, gang. Just listen to me, my brother. I'll fix that for the next time, Detroit. Like they're going to blow up the missiles from the 80s that Iran is shooting. They're going to fire their Patriots at them. They're going to fire all of their weaponry, their counter weaponry to take those out. That's what they're going to do. This is extremely obvious. And guess what, y'all? There is nothing that Israel and America can do to stop it. Nothing. Nothing. Think about it like this. Iran is firing hundreds right now, hundreds of missiles, and they're doing that on purpose to deplete the countermeasures. The only thing that Israel and America can do is let those missiles hit them and wait for the hypersonic missiles that they cannot stop at all. They cannot stop the hypersonic missiles, bro. I had a freaking, what's his name? I don't know where I put it, but I had a video of the hypersonic missiles. It is the hypersonic. I don't know where I put it. The hypersonic missiles are scary. They're scary, y'all. Seriously scary. Like the other missiles, you can see them. It's like shh. They move that fast. Like you see the black, it looks like a black pencil. So you see it and it's like, boom. You don't see the hypersonic missiles. You do not see them at all. And when they hit, there is seconds later until you hear them from the sonic boom. From them there, you don't see them. It's shit like that. You do not see them. The hypersonic missiles are crazy. So what Iran is doing is they are firing their retro missiles to deplete the countermeasures. Once they deplete the countermeasures, they will fire missiles that America and Israel cannot stop. Literally the only way to stop hypersonic missiles is with a nuclear bomb. That's the same way with Russia. They will tell you a bunch of stuff about Russia this and Russia that. Let me show you guys something. Let me show you something. So here is Germany. Here is Russia right here. Y'all see Moscow right there. Belarus, Ukraine, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. That border that y'all looking at right there, that border between Moscow and all those countries, that border right there, that entire border has tanks. If Russia wanted to, there is no country on earth that has more tanks than Russia. No one. Russia could line up. If Russia legitimately wanted to destroy Ukraine, they could, y'all. This is a whole different conversation. I'm going to get back to this Iran shit, but I want you guys to understand something. We're deluded with Western media and Western propaganda. We're deluded, y'all. If I want you guys to understand something, bro. There is not a bitch ass thing we can do to stop Moscow except nuclear bombs. They ain't a bitch ass thing. They lie to you and say, oh man, we'll destroy Russia, man. Russia thinks they're tough. They can't even take out Ukraine. They can. Yes, they can. They absolutely can. You bet. Yep. Listen, bro. What Vladimir Putin is doing is trying to take over Ukraine with the least amount of damage. The least. They could legitimately line up tanks off of the entire border and just fucking go over Ukraine, and there is not a bitch ass thing they can do but nukes. That's it. That's it. That is the only way to stop Moscow if they really wanted to fucking take out Ukraine. If Moscow wanted to wipe Ukraine out, there isn't a bitch ass thing that Ukraine can do to stop them. But Western fucking propaganda, Western media will say, oh no, Ukraine is in the fight, man. Man, Ukraine is in the fight, bro. They're in the fight. And Ukraine is where we're going at it, man. The Ukraine is they're no. If Moscow wanted to, there isn't a damn thing no one on earth could do to stop them except for nuclear bombs. But we listen to the Western propaganda and we think that, oh man, we dictate, man. We dictate this and we dictate that and we dictate and we dictate. There is no country on earth that has more tanks than Moscow, than Russia. No one. Not China, not America. We have the M1A1 tank. Them niggas have a fucking tank. They have a tank over there that is comparable to ours, and they have more of them. They have more of them. Past that, let's move back over here because I want you guys to understand something. Let's move back over here. Let's move back over here with Iran. We are in, dang, that was some serious lightning right there. It's raining over here, y'all. We are in one of the, we're in a space right now, y'all. We're in a space that is not very good. Our power that we've had all across the world, our power is based on our technology. It's based on our technology, y'all. That is our power, is based on our technology. When the world catches up to our technology, they go past us. That is the reason why we spend $1 trillion. We spend more than everybody else. While everybody else is worried about quantity, we're worried about quality. The problem with quality is you don't have enough of it. That's the problem. Iran did the smart thing and bought hundreds of thousands of drones. Hundreds of thousands of drones. There is no other countermeasure for drones than the missiles that we use to take out missiles. Let me say that again. The countermeasures for drones are the missiles that we use to take out missiles. Now, some of the ships, our warships, have these Gatling guns that shoot hundreds of bullets per second. It sounds like air. It sounds like air when it shoots. It's what it sounds like. And it's shooting hundreds of bullets per second. That's what our warships have. But us, as America, and then the Israelis that have this, fuck them, but whatever. They do not have any countermeasures. They have no countermeasures but missiles. They have no countermeasures but missiles. What Iran did is it's more sophisticated than this, right? But I'm gonna give you a rudimentary of this. It's more sophisticated. What Iran did is take drones and put a stick of dynamite on it. That's very rudimentary. They're more powerful. In this day and age, you can take a nuclear bomb that fits in a backpack and blow up a city. So what they have on their drones is a bomb that can blow up some big shit on their bombs. Some big shit on their drones. And then they just take their drones, punch in a fucking they can either control them by their fingers, which they won't, but they could. They punch in coordinates from GPS coordinates that they get from Russia and from China, and then let it fly it off. And it will fly to those coordinates and blow and smash into it and blow up. That shit is all right. I should do more of these videos because there's a lot that I want to speak about. Shoot, move, communicate. Those are the three criteria of any military. Shoot, move, and communicate. Let me take that back. Those are the three criteria of traditional military. Shoot, move, communicate. That is traditional military. That is American military. That is all these militaries that have a Geneva Convention type restrictions. Iran does not have that. Shoot, move, communicate. I'll break that down another time, not today. I just want to focus on this right here. So Iran has drones that cost $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 max. How many 50,000s are in a million? Let's just see. 1 million divided by 50,000. Let's just see how many million, how many is that by 50,000? So 50,000, just 50,000. There's 20 for every million. For every $1 million, they've got 20 of the most expensive drones. I know it was 20, but I want to make sure I'm doing the math correctly. For 20, 50,000 for every $1 million. Iran has oil. Iran has oil. Iran not only has oil, the oil in Iran. Now, you guys know that Brazil or Venezuela, has the largest oil reserves on Earth. The largest oil reserves on Earth are in Venezuela, which is why we had to take out Maduro. The problem is getting the oil out of the ground costs shit tons. And not only does it cost shit tons, the oil in Venezuela is thicker than the oil in Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. It's thicker. It's a different level of oil, which is why we get their oil. That's why we get Iranian oil, Iraqi oil, Kuwait oil, Saudi Arabian oil. That's why we get their oil. Their oil is different than the oil in Venezuela. It's thicker. It's thicker in Venezuela than it is over there. The refineries in Venezuela they're not good enough. What's up, Tate? They're not good enough in order for us to make that oil. It would take 15 years and billions of dollars to make the refineries that we need to make that oil from Venezuela good for us. But you can take that oil from Venezuela and bring it up and send it over to these refineries over there, and then they can do what they do with it and send it back. It's cheaper to send it to them, let them refine it, and then send it back. It's cheaper to do that, which is why Trump took that oil from Venezuela and shipped that over there, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. The oil in Iran, gigantic quantities. Gigantic quantities, billions of barrels. And that's really why we're going after Iran. But anyways, what Iran is doing, y'all, militarily wise, is they're taking the drones, the most expensive drones, $50,000. The most expensive ones, 50 racks. The cheap ones, 10,000. 10,000. There's 20 of the most expensive ones, $50,000. $50,000. Those are the most expensive drones, where they can have the biggest punch and stuff like that. They have drones that are 10,000. They have bombs strapped to those drones. They punch in the coordinates and let them fly. If anybody has played Call of Duty, the old one that had this swarm of drones, and the drones come in and they blow stuff up. If y'all played the old Call of Duty with the swarm of drones, you know what I'm talking about, because that is real, legitimately real. Our technology says, oh, we have those drones, but they're obsolete. Forget those. We want to get better drones. We want to get more beautiful drones, more powerful drones, longer range drones. Our drones are flown out of Colorado, and they fly them all over the fucking world from Colorado, because our technology is so robust. The people that go on deployments literally go on deployments out of Colorado. They're at a deployment and they sit in a room for hours, right? The planes fly out of different states from satellites. They have a satellite feed. So the plane might take off from some other state, right? The plane will take off from some other state. The person flying the plane is on a deployment. The person flying the drone is on a deployment in Colorado, in like a building in Colorado. You're in a room and it's got a C, like a U-shaped screen, so you can see all these things from, and you take off. Once you're flying over the ocean, you put that motherfucker on autopilot. It goes over the ocean. Once it detects the land from the satellite, detect the land, you get an alert. I was gonna do this shit. You get an alert. You fucking take the controls back over, and you land that motherfucker on these bases in Iraq and Afghanistan. You land it. This is a true story here. You land that motherfucker. Once you land that motherfucker, the people that's on these bases do their services to that motherfucker from the flight over and shit like that. They do their services. And then anybody else can just take up the link to the satellites. You take up the link, shoot, move, communicate. You take up the link to the satellite, and anybody can fly that motherfucking drone. That is the stuff that we have. The problem is when they shoot that down, you don't have that many more. We traded quantity for quality. Those drones that we have, they're fucking powerful fucking things. They can see, they got some serious shit to them. Some serious shit. But Iran has hundreds of thousands of drones. Hundreds of thousands. $50,000 for the biggest, the drones that they have, the most expensive ones. That's 20 of them, $1 million. They've got billions and billions and billions of dollars in oil that they sell their oil to Russia and China. Billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. They only tell, like, you'll look at these guys, right? And they'll say, America spends $1 trillion on weapons. These other countries only spend blah. That's because that's what they tell you. And we're so fucking brainwashed by Western media, we believe that shit. Do you think that that fucking China only spends billions of dollars on their weaponry? Is that what you guys think? They're not fucking obligated to tell you how much money they spend on it. They're not obligated. Iran is not obligated to tell you how much fucking money. We got to tell America how much money we spend on our military. They're not fucking obligated. We as Americans are so fucking uppity that we think that the rest of the world has to tell us. They got to bow down to us. They got to capitulate and tell us what the fuck. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Iran makes billions. Yes, Black Jericho. They make billions daily. Billions daily. Billions. Selling to the world their oil. Their country is bigger than half of the United States, to include Texas. That is how big Iran is. They have 90 million people. China already has 6th-generation fighters, bro. They're not trying to hide it at all. They have 6th-generation fighters. We have stealth. We have our stealth fighter. You know what I'm saying? China has stealth and a 6th generation. They have a 6th-generation fighters. We have fighters. I won't go down that. Planes is my shit, but I won't go down that road. We're not fucking with China. And there's a reason why we don't fuck with China. There's a reason why we just talk. We just talk. We're not doing shit to China. Because China's weapon, we're not fucking with China. We're not fucking with China at all. Straight up and down, we're not fucking with China at all. If we did, China would erase us. Yes, we will erase them, but we're not fucking with China. Anyways, let me explain to you guys this. Let me put it to you like this. Let's say America has 1,000 Patriot missiles, which they do not. But let's say we do. Let's say America has 1,000 Patriot missiles. Let's say we have 1,000 Patriot missiles. We have 10,000 missiles that can shoot down. Like the Patriot is the major one. There's another name for the other missile, right? But the Patriot's the major one. So let's just say we have 1,000 Patriots and we have 10,000 other missiles that can take out missiles. That is 11,000 missiles. 11,000. If you're using Patriots and that other one, is something with an H. If you're using those Patriots and that other one to take out drones, if they have hundreds of thousands of drones, they've got thousands and thousands and thousands of retro missiles. They have been stockpiling missiles since the 80s. Since the last time Israel tried to take them over. My brother E. White, thank you so much, E. White. I really appreciate you, my brother. Since the last time Israel tried to take them over. Israel had a war with Iraq and Iran. Right? They have been buying Yes, Slim. Yes. If the drones cost 50,000 from us, they don't cost that much from China at all. Let me get back to this. Let me get back to this. So I want people to understand this. Let me do it this way. I gotta let me put these numbers to it, because the numbers, putting the numbers to it, it would probably make you guys see this a little differently if I put the numbers to it. All right, let's put the numbers to it, y'all. Let's do it like this. All right, let's see what that looks like. All right, that looks good. Let's move this over. Let's move that over, and then that's better. All right. So let's put the numbers here. Let's make this. We'll make the size of this 26. We'll fill this in with black so it stands out. We'll make the color white so it stands out. All right. Okay. So let's say America, let's say the US has 1,000 patriots. They got 1,000 patriots. All right. There's another missile that they have. I don't know the name of it, but well, they have about 10,000. Have about 10,000 of these. It's something with an H. They got 10,000 of those. All right. That is 11,000 missiles for, I was going to say for deterrent. That's 11,000 counter missiles. We'll just say that. 11,000 protection missiles. All right, we'll do that. All right. Iran has about 100,000 drones, and they are firing missiles from the 80s. So Iran, I'll just put IR, has 100K drones. I think it might be HIMARS. It might be HIMARS. That might be the name of it. So they got 100K drones, and IR is firing missiles from the 80s. We don't even know. I don't even know the number. Now, I need you to look at this. Look at those numbers. Look what's on the screen right there. Look what's on the screen. That is called a stockpile. That's called a stockpile. Every drone, every missile, Iran has not fired any of their hypersonic missiles. They are firing their old stockpile. Their old stockpile of missiles from the 80s, 90s. I don't even think they're in the 2000s yet. The missiles they're firing didn't even know the internet existed. Yeah, the missiles that they're firing, Apple wasn't existed. There was no iPhones with the missiles they're firing. With the missiles they're firing, there wasn't a flip phone. You carried your phone on a shoulder. Cars didn't have phones in them. The missiles they're firing The missiles they're firing, you had your phone had a long ass cord, and you brought the cord into your room and closed the door to talk on the phone to your girlfriend or your boyfriend. That's the missiles they're firing right now. Now, I want you guys to look at those numbers. They had cassette. There was no CDs. No CDs. CDs didn't exist. That is the missiles they're firing. They're not in the 90s yet. They're firing missiles from the 80s. They are emptying their fucking stockpile of missiles from the 80s and 90s. They have not fired any missiles from the 2020s where they got hypersonic missile stockpiles. Every one of those Patriots, and I think it's HIMARS. I think it is. Let me make sure. Let me look right quick. Yes, HIMARS rockets. That's them. Is it? No. HIMARS rockets are not. It's something different. It's not them. It's not HIMARS. HIMARS rockets are rockets that you fire at land-based things and you just drive off. It's not HIMARS. It's something else with an H. But they're used to shoot down other missiles. I'll find whatever. It don't matter. It's like with a V in it, but it don't matter. The bot no Hellfire is something different. Those are air to air. So what I want you guys to look at is the numbers, y'all. Look at the number. The number. Look at that. Look at that number. They have to use those Patriots. They have to use those protection missiles. THAAD's another one. They have to use those, y'all. They have to use those. They can't just let the missiles from the 80s hit the ground. They can't just let the drones blow up fucking bases. They've got to try to shoot the drones down. They're trying to shoot down drones with missiles. That's why the drones get through, because they're too small. They're too small. They're literally too small. That's why they're trying to they're trying to fire and take out drones. You are using one of your limited stockpile of missiles. You're using that to take out drones. Iran is not even using their new shit at all. They're not using their new shit. Iran has fourth generation fighters that they're not even using. Their fourth generation fighters are in bunkers under the ground. America and Israel are firing at paintings. Iran has painted their fourth generation missiles in chalk there's a certain type of paint that gives off a signature. So when you look at it from the air, it looks like the plane in a helicopter. They are allowing it. My fucking goodness, bro. These people are so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. Did you guys hear me when I said Iran learned from Iraq and Afghanistan? Did you guys hear me when I said that? Iraq and Afghanistan had their helicopters and their old school jets. They had their helicopters and old school jets on the tarmac. They had them right there. So America bombed them and blew them up before they can get them off the ground. There was only a few airplanes that was able to get off the ground in Iraq, and America shot them down. They had air superiority in Iraq, and they bombed all of the planes and all of the helicopters before they can get off the ground. Iran saw this, and took all of their fourth and fifth generation fighters, and they have some fighters. They've got, bro, the MiG that they have is still one of the most deadly planes ever made. Ever made. It still is to this day. The MiG, when they do their air-to-air combats, they're trying to compete against the MiG still today. Still. It is that advanced. Iran has thousands of them. They're under the ground. In bunkers under the ground in the mountains, bro. In the ground. They made my favorite plane is the F-16 Fighting Falcon. They literally made the F-16, the not the Warhawk A-10, but the Super Hornet, the Hornet and the Super Hornet to compete against the MiG. And the MiG still fucks with them. Still fucks with them. And if you have a good enough pilot, you will fuck these niggas up with the MiG. So what did Iran do? Iran has this chemical paint. All right. They have this chemical paint where they paint out their fourth and fifth generation fighters that have the flex wing and can go supersonic speed. They paint them on the ground. So it gives off a heat signature because America does their attacks at night. Israel does their attacks like that. So they paint them on the ground to give off a heat signature so that the planes, the American planes flying high above, that have these amazing cameras that can zoom down on the ground and see the heat signature. They're bombing fucking paint. What they are doing is using up their stockpiles. Iran has watched what America and Israel did in Iraq. They watched what America and Israel did in Afghanistan. They have learned from it. You don't know if the plane is a real one or if it's not a real one. What I will tell you is if Iran brings out their real planes, they're bringing them out to fly. You will not see it on the tarmac. If they bring it out, it's in the air. Because they learned from Iraq and Afghanistan. They learned. They learned, y'all. So when they come out with this motherfucker, it's in the air. You will be in air-to-air combat. America can lie and say they have superiority, air superiority over Iran. They do not. No, they do not. No, they do not. They do not have air superiority over Iran. No, they don't. Because if they had air superiority over Iran, they wouldn't have needed to use those high-ass flying planes to drop those bombs on those nuclear sites. They could have just used helicopters. You could have used Apaches, Comanches, the most advanced helicopters that's ever lived. Use the Comanche. You could just use those. Just use fucking A-10s. Use Warthogs. You don't have air superiority because Iran has surface-to-air missiles from China and Russia, and thousands of them, and they're in the mountains where there is natural fucking cover and concealment in the mountains. You have no idea where they at. They have SAMs all over this motherfucker. All over. All over. They have SAMs all over this motherfucker. You're fucking bugging. You do not have air superiority. That is a make America feel good. That's to make America feel good. They're saying they're taking out Iranian missiles. No, you're not. Or else they wouldn't still be firing them. No, you're not. If you had air superiority when you killed the Ayatollah and everybody was in those centers, hundreds of thousands of people in those centers, and everybody was crying and blah, 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 you could have just dropped bombs right there and got rid of all of them right there. But you didn't because you can't. Because you don't got air superiority. It just sounds good to us to make us feel good. It's a propaganda thing so that we can send our sons and our daughters to a war that we did not start and shouldn't even be in. Propaganda. Try to make us feel good. Remember I told y'all to make you feel good? It's a make you feel good thing. Make you feel good about it. I want you to feel good about what we're doing. You might not feel great, but you feel okay. So it's okay to send your sons and daughters and talk about it. No, it's not okay. Because if we thought we could fuck with Iran, we would have did it when we was fucking at war with Iraq. We would have did it then. We would have did it then. If we really thought that, we would have did it then. We didn't. That's why we went Iraq and Afghanistan and left Iran the fuck alone. Left Iran the fuck alone. Alone. Left them alone. Nothing feels good about war, Jason. Nothing. But put it to you like a presidential election. The better of two evils. Well, y'all voted the worst of two evils. Give a damn if y'all didn't like Karma Sutra Harris or not. I don't give a damn. You voted in the worst of two evils, and now we're at a war with Iran. We're fucking about to be a war in South America, which is the dumbest shit in the world. Now, I've been all over the place, but I mean, you guys have been getting what I have been saying, but I have been all over. I want to show you guys something. Why I say what we're doing is horrible. We are in war with Iran. We are in war with Iran. We're in war right now. And they are beating the shit out of us, regardless of what the media says. We are getting our asses whipped. We are getting our fucking asses whipped. They can lie to y'all, lie and say whatever they want. Bro, we're getting our asses whipped. Now, I want you to understand something. Iran is right here, right? In order to do a regime change, which is what they want to do, we have to put troops on the ground. Let me say it again. We have to put troops on the ground. There is no regime change in the history of humankind that did not have boots on the ground. None. And this will be no different. So if you want to have regime change, you will have to put boots on the ground. You will have to. There is 90 million people in Iran. 90 million. There is more mountains, more high and fucked up terrain in Iran than in Iraq and Afghanistan combined, and we couldn't beat either one. Either one. We couldn't beat either one. Either one. Either. We are committing to a war in Iran. That's not the problem. The major problem. It's not the major problem. I'm going to show you what the major problem is. We are going to war down here in Venezuela and Colombia right now. As we speak right now, we are going to war with Colombia. We're going to war with Colombia. I'm going to show you the most dangerous part. Is that right there. Panama. because they can walk from Colombia this is all land. That's all land right there. They can walk all this shit. It's all land. It's all land. This is all land now. That's America. That's America. My brother Lone Star says the canal. The problem with that, the problem with you saying the canal is that people from Venezuela have already walked here. They've already walked here. No way they get through Mexico. They already have. What do you mean, no way? They already have. They've already walked here. They've walked from Colombia. They've walked from there. They've already did it already. Or do you not remember all last year with Trump and MAGA talking about the border, these Venezuelans? If they're talking about motherfuckers from Somalia, what makes you think motherfuckers from these Venezuelans? These Venezuelans. Do y'all think there's another Venezuela? Is there another Venezuela somewhere? Is there another one that we should be talking about? Somebody let me know. Is there another Venezuela we should be talking about? There's only one that I know. Is there another one? They have already did it. That's what people is crying about the fucking border all last year. Oh, open borders, man. We need a wall, man. Open borders, we need a wall. The wall's not stopping shit. Black Jericho, if you saw a Venezuelan, you would not be able to tell a Venezuelan from a Mexican person because they look exactly the same. A Colombian, a Venezuelan, a Guatemalan, a Honduran, someone from Belize, they look exactly the same. They look exactly the same. This is no disrespect or beef to anybody. They look the same, bro. That's like trying to say this guy is Japanese and this guy is Chinese. You look exactly the same. You're not going to put a Japanese person and a Chinese person in the same room and say, oh, shit, I know which one is which. No, you won't. They look exactly the same. And that's now knock on anybody. I'm not trying to shit on anybody. Just like if you put me, a black person from America, in a room with a black person from Africa and a black person from South Africa, a black person from Russia, a black person from I looked exactly the same. I'm gonna do some research. You should. You say black people don't like Mexicans, but where did the black people? There was black people coming over the border too, brother. There was black people coming over the border too. There was a lot of Haitians coming over the border. They're black. You think they're Mexican? There's people in all of those nations, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, Venezuela. There's black people down there. They look just like me, but they just don't speak any English. Shit, some of them is darker than me. They just don't speak English. This is the problem we have, that we are starting a war over here where all of our soldiers, airmen and sailors are going over here, and then we're starting a war also over here. We're starting a war in the Middle East and over here. Dog, our military is not that big. Our military is based on what class? Quality over quantity. That is what our military is based on. Quality over quantity. Our military is based on sitting behind a desk, pushing a button for a missile to go fire from Montana all the way down and blow up some motherfuckers in the Gulf of Mexico or blow up some motherfuckers outside of Venezuela. That's what we are. That's what us as America, our missiles are, our military is based on quality over quantity. And that's perfectly fine when we have enough of the fucking quality. When we have enough. If we have enough quality, yes, we will fuck everybody up. But we don't have enough quality. We do not, because our military is constantly spending billions of dollars on more quality. On more quality. No, he has not done shit for national security or the military. The motherfucker gave out a $1,700 check to the military. And the motherfuckers in the military was talking, yo, we get paid, we getting paid. No, you're not. All he did is take it from your housing. That's all he did. He took millions from the military housing and gave it to the military in a fucking, it was already their money. That'd be like me, Lone Star, going into your bank account. You got a checkings and a savings. I go into your savings account, take out hella bread out of your savings, and give you a check for it. And you feel good about it. Simply because you didn't know you had it in your savings. You didn't know. Yeah, you're not worried about your savings, bro. You're chilling. The money comes out your check every single month, and it goes into your savings. You don't know. You don't even think about it. It goes into your savings. You're focusing on your checkings. I see your checkings and your savings. So I know you focus on your checkings, so I'm not going to fuck with that. I'll just go into your savings, take out a big ass, you got $20,000 in there, and you don't even know it. I go in there and take out $15,000 and then say, here's a check for $15,000. Don't even thank me. Don't worry about thanking me. I'm that guy. Don't worry about thanking me. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, it was your money. I'm giving you a check for your money. And not only am I giving you a check for your money, I'm taxing you. Yeah, you got to pay taxes on that. It was already your money. So what I really did is take from you. I gave you your money and you paid me to give you your money. That's what Trump did. And motherfuckers is all out this, yo, military, yo, we getting paid, bro. We got a check for $1,700. We got a check for $1,700. No, you didn't. He just took out of your fucking housing and gave you money out of your housing. He didn't give you nothing extra. He didn't take not one penny out of those billions of dollars that he took in tariffs. That's his money. He not giving you shit. That's his. You ain't getting nothing back. You're not getting a fucking penny back. Not a bitch ass penny. That's his bread. He went into your housing, took $15,000 out of your housing, and gave you a check for 15 racks. That was your money. It was in your savings. But anyways, we're stretching the military too thin, y'all. There is not that many people in the military. We focus on quality over quantity. We have whole airfields full of planes that we just decommissioned and we let them rot. Let me say that one more time. We have gigantic airfields of old military planes that we have decommissioned and are just letting them rot. That's facts. Iran took all of their old missiles and kept them clean and just stockpiled them. Facts. Because they knew this day would come. So they are firing old missiles that they know, yes, my beautiful mother, the quality is subpar. Yes. And the reason why the quality is subpar, because they don't train people how to use it enough. I know. The civilians that make these new weapons systems and sell it to the military for super high prices, they know how to use it, and they also know that there is kinks and quirks in all of them. They know it. But because the money is so good from the American military, they'll sell it anyway. And when they sell it, what's up, Insane? And when they sell it, they don't teach you how to use it that well. And a lot of the times, the civilians that are teaching you are also learning how to use that shit themselves. That's dead ass serious. The systems that we got, there was a system called KU. I forgot what it stood for, but it was a damn, there was a couple of systems. That was the first one that came to my mind. Blue Force Tracker was another one. Blue Force Tracker. Blue Force Tracker was just like the Call of Duty shit, right? You put this thing on your head, and it has this strap that straps to your head, right? And then you put your Kevlar over top of it, or you screw it. There's a little bolt right here in the top of your Kevlar. You would screw it to the bolt right there, and it flips up over one of your eyes, right? So you either put it on your head so you can take your Kevlar off and keep it on, or you put it on a Kevlar, and then you put your Kevlar on, and then you flip it down over your eye. When you flip it down over your eye, it's like this shit right here, right? It's see-through glass, and it has a cable that goes behind down your flak jacket, and it goes to this little radio type shit that's on your side, right? And it has a little joystick on it and everything, a little thumb, like you got a little thing that plugs to it, little thumb, and you can look through the screen like it's see-through. The screen on your eye is see-through, whatever your dominant eye is, it's see-through, but it's also, you're looking through it and you can see little blue dots. Those blue dots are soldiers and equipment on the battlefield. It was called Blue Force Tracker. But the shit had so many fucked up quantities to it. And you can destroy it easily. Shoot, move, communicate. Shoot, move, communicate. They know our rules of engagement. We can, all of the great shit that we have, y'all, the satellites, and you know how I was telling you guys, we can fly the fucking things from Montana all the way over the ocean, and all the fucking drones, right? All of that requires LOS, line of sight. I know, it's what I do. It all requires LOS. It all requires you to have some type of antenna that can see straight up to the satellite. The KU was that's where KU was military internet, basically, right? I'm not going to go down that. I'll do that for another day. But if you take out it, let's say you have that drone that I was telling you flying over the Atlantic Ocean to get to Saudi Arabia or to get to Iraq or Afghanistan. There is an antenna that goes straight up the line of sight from the antenna to the satellite. The satellite goes to the drone that's flying, the ones that we have, the big ones that's flying. As long as that connection is to that satellite, connection to the satellite, connection to that antenna, you can control it. If you blow up that antenna so there is no fucking connection from your control to that drone, then that drone is going to lose that directive and crash. Do you not think Iran knows that? They do. They do. Iran knows that. So what Iran does is will take out your antennas and your satellites and your radar. If Iran takes out your antenna, that takes out your satellite. Because if you have no connection to the satellite, how the fuck you going to talk to the satellite? So they take out your line of sight. So now you can't speak to the satellite. So now you just have what literally is in front of you. The American military is extremely powerful when it has all three of its capacities: shoot, move, communicate. If you take out the ability to communicate, you are left with shoot and move. That's all you're left with. Well, if you go back over here, you have a mountainous, straight fucking mountains. Wish they had some fucking what's names in here so I can show you all these mountains. There you go. That's what you have. You have that. And lots of it. And that's just this little piece right here. You have that and lots of it. Damn, I wish they could fucking show you these. It's not going to show you. That's the desert areas. It's not going to show you. Whatever. Whatever. But you have that and plenty of it. Plenty of it. These areas that are tanned out are mountainous areas. All this shit is mountainous areas. The green is not. The white is flat. A lot of protected areas because you can't see these motherfuckers because it belongs to Iran. It's we in our arrogance. I'm about to wrap this up because I would cook on this all day. We in our arrogance are putting ourselves in a very, very bad situation. We are stretching ourselves way too thin. We have the quality. We do not have the quantity. If you can have the best jets in the world, but if you only have 20 of them, and I've got fucking, I'll give you a prime example. In World War II, the best tank on earth was the German Tiger. There was no tank on earth that was better than the Tiger. None. But America had 1,000 Shermans. Germany had like 200 Tigers. Like 200 Tigers. So when the Shermans, the American Sherman tanks, attacked a Tiger, they attacked a Tiger with like 10 tanks. With like 10 tanks. And their mortality rate was not good at all. The Tiger normally took out like 5 of them hoes. But the amount of Shermans that they had against one Tiger was why they defeated the Tiger. Because they had quantity over quality. The Sherman tank was garbage. The Sherman tank was like a Honda Civic. The parts were easy to interchangeable, and they had a bunch of parts. The Tiger was like a Rolls Royce, a Bugatti. The German Tiger was the best tank on the face of the earth during World War II. No tank on earth was better. None. They just didn't have that many of them. And that's the reason why the quantity beat the quality. Hell, a lot of our technology that we got right now, we got from Germany. The M1A1's design is from a German Tiger. Dead ass serious. We're so fucking pompous and so fucking high and mighty that we don't understand a lot of the components for our arsenal, our military arsenal. We import them. We don't have the steel for that. We don't got the cobalt. That shit comes from Africa. We don't got the materials, bro. We don't have the rare earth materials for the technology to keep up our quality. We import that. And the stupid motherfucker in the White House puts tariffs on that shit. So the dumb motherfucker doesn't realize he's making our military more expensive. Why do y'all think the motherfucker wanted Greenland? Rare earth minerals. Venezuela, rare earth minerals. Dog, all right, listen, bro, I'm going to keep cooking on this all damn day. So I'm going to wrap this one up. But I'm going to do more of these. And I'm going to try to keep them focused, y'all. I'm going to try. Thank you guys for everybody that came over here and joined me and rocked out with me. I really appreciate you guys. I just want you guys to understand, bro. Right now, we are bugging. We are bugging. We are bugging. We have a pompousness about us. We have a piety. We have an uppity. We got our nose in the air. We act like we can't be touched. We're putting ourselves in the ability to be touched. We're doing that to ourselves, specifically with Venezuela and Colombia. We're bugging, bro. We're fucking bugging. And if we don't wake the fuck up, all these fucking MAGA hillbillies and all these motherfuckers that say, oh, man, I'll tell you what, man. I wish they would come over here, man. You're not going to do shit. You're going to be looking for your fucking hamburger. You're not going to do a bitch-ass thing. You don't know what it's like to starve and still fight. You have no fucking clue what guerrilla warfare is. You do not know until they bring it to your door. Whatever. I'm out of here, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'll try to do more of these. I'll try to do more. But make sure if y'all want to get the join my Patreon and catch up on my military series. Catch up on my military series and you'll be like, damn. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace and blessings.